So just, what are some of the areas of focus that you've been working on with Trey? He's obviously recovering from that ankle injury. What's kind of the focus right now as you're ramping up for this offseason?
Yeah, Trey's just starting to get off of rehab. He started his full throwing regimen, being able to take his drops and throws. So getting together pretty soon here. So I'm just here to help, right? Trying to get him back in a rhythm, throwing comfortably, doing some things the right way.
And, what's one area of Trey's game you think that, people maybe haven't had the chance to see yet that you think is going to help him excel as a quarterback at this level?
Yeah, I think people got an opportunity to see some flashes in that Chicago game. Like the weather was, we all saw the weather. The weather is what it is. Mm-hmm. However, you still you started to see some things. Like you saw the deep over, you saw all those things that he can do as a passer. I think everybody knows he's going to be a tremendous running with the football. But he's going to continue to evolve in the passing game, do a better job in terms of his timing and the rhythm of his drops. And the more reps he gets, the better he's going to play. And I think people are soon going to be reminded why he was the number 3 pick in the NFL draft.
Absolutely. And, is there any area in particular that you've noticed since the time he's been in the league where he's made, improvement and he's grown a lot, like, whether it's footwork or something specific that you guys have been working on?
Yeah, it's been such a limited amount of actual game time and really him being the guy in the field that it's hard to say. We're always diligent about the work that we do in terms of on the field. He's going to continue to improve there, and I think that we'll soon be able to see exactly who he is as a quarterback.
And, just from a mental standpoint, he's obviously had to deal with a ton of adversity with those injuries and rehabbing and stuff. What have you seen from him just from the, he always seems like a guy who's always up for that challenge.
Trey is probably one of the most positive guys that I've ever had the opportunity to be around. Actually, on my show, he started talking about some of the mental work that he's been doing just to stay positive like that. But he is honestly one of the best people, hardest working, most prepared guys that I've ever had the opportunity to be around on a day-to-day basis. I think that him being in the offense with Kyle Shanahan, the things that they're going to ask him to do, his personality, his work ethic, it's going to be a perfect match with that. And then just thinking about the things that we're doing this offseason, I've never seen somebody have such a robust list of things, like here's the things that I want to work on, things that I want to improve. He's really difficult on himself, and I think that is something that should be cherished. If someone who's that hard on themselves, that critical of themselves, and someone who's on such a pursuit of greatness.
Absolutely. And is there anything in particular that you might be able to talk about that he did mention? Is that kind of...
I could, not necessarily. I'm just show you actually showing somebody this other day, putting together a list like this. This is a really, really detailed list of all the little details he wants, and it's small, really detailed things. And I think that he cares so much about the game, cares so much about his ability as a quarterback. Those things are what makes him who he is as a quarterback.
And you work with a ton of very talented quarterbacks. When you have somebody like Trey who has that drive and that ambition, how much does that give you an extra gear when you're doing it? Does that make you want to go the extra mile even further with a guy like that?
Yeah, anytime you get somebody who's that invested in who they are, not only does it make you want to go the extra mile, but it makes you have to be just that much more prepared when you go out there with them. Because if you're not on your stuff, they're going to know it because they came out there ready to go to work. So he challenges you to be a better coach. See a lot of that with guys like him, Jalen, Deshaun, all those guys. They really have plans and they want to work on things, and the best of the best have a plan. They get better every day.
And, just the last one real quick, I really appreciate the time too. For anybody who does have those doubts, because of the, lack of playing time or, anything like that, is there anything you would say to somebody being, in the position and you're getting to see him work a lot more frequently than that? What would you say to anybody who just kind of uses that lack of sample size to kind of discredit what we haven't had the chance to see yet?
I think that could be a fair criticism, right? Just because you haven't seen him play enough. But you guys are getting one of the hardest working, most talented guys that I've ever had the opportunity to be around. And I've been around some real great ones. But you guys have someone who's really special, the 49ers organization.